Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video I thought we would do a little miniature tour of my nail polish organization and storage for the time being. I did get a request on one of my videos to show more of where the nail polish was going, so I thought I would at least start with one of these. This is what my current setup is, and those drawers that you're seeing down below are the reason why I have so much up here and down in boxes. These seemed like a great idea until I realized that, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, they are already sagging, and as you can see that drawer is not really even half full, I mean maybe half full. That one has my glam polishes and my, what are those, more Illyrians? Wow, I have more Illyrians, more Illyrians, ILNPs. It also has my KB Shimmers and some of my Lollipop. So I have more Lollipop Posse lacquer as well as their Garden Path lacquer elsewhere, as well as I think KB Shimmer sort of started up here on the tabletop. That way I don't overload my little drawers there. And these are the tubs that we've already gone through. Those over there are miscellaneous indies. Below that I think are my OPIs and SEs. I've got my Sinful Colors sort of starting their little pile right there. That is, as you can see, just miscellaneous indies and non-indies. Then we've got more indies here. No, more mainstreams here, I think, for the most part. Then we have my China glazes. So far, again, I have more up here in their drawer, so that's where I started to put them. More China glaze, more Color Club, as well as my Cadillacers, at least some of them, and sorry about the lighting. Some more of my Cupcake polishes. The rest of them, for the time being, I'm storing. No, I moved them. Where did I move them? Oh, well, they were right there. Where did I put them? I put them over here. So now these are much sturdier drawers because they're not so wide. I think they're also made out of a different material altogether. More glams, more sassy sauce. These are the rest of my cupcakes so far that I've pulled. Then I've got my Garden Path and Lollipops right there for the time being. Above that, I've got my Bee's Knees lacquer. That is this entire rack there, as well as these beauties up front. These are 4 deep. That rack, I think, holds 78 or something. I have some of their taller, narrow bottles there, which are kind of squeezed in there. I've got more Cadillacers, Night Owl lacquers, different dimension, Wildflower, Swamp Gloss. This is a stash of some of my favorite polishes of the year so far. I've got Swamp Glosses. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Kathleen and Company Ghost Manor. I've got one of the Orleys in there already. This one was Blue Iris. That was one of my favorites thus far, thus it's made the drawer. So that's what I've been trying to do to keep it easier to find at the end of the year. Those have made an impression on me. Up above, I've got my Cuticula, some Kathleen and Company, my Ella and Mila, which I've only had the one haul from so far. I've got my Orleys, some of them, most of them, I think. Paradox Polish, Glisten and Glow, Live Love Polish, which is starting to stack too deep because they're easy to do that with. I've got Stella and Stella Chroma Trail Lacquer. Polished for Days is back there on that rack. And then Noodles Nail Polish is on this side over here. I think they're about 4 deep. Then I've got Lumen Nails and some more Sinful Colors. This, I think, is the entire mattes collection. Yeah, so I've got those all up there. Then this is my lovely messy desktop that I'm doing filming on. When you see me talking to you, usually I'm perched up here. peeking down at the table below me. I've got my summer rack already right there, although this is probably going to have at least a couple of tweakings before it's official. As you can see, lots of pink so far. I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with the bright colors, but I have been getting more polish for summer, so we'll see where that ends up. That is what's left of my spring rack. I have been putting some of the colors back, like my Orleys, because I've been using those actually quite a lot. A little mini sneak peek of my Bee's Knees lacquer haul from last month. That was in March of 2022. I've got a pop polish haul that I haven't filmed yet. Then I've got some of my Great Lakes lacquer polishes here. I've got my KL polishes, at least the majority of them, up here. I have swatch wheels and more swatch wheels, some polishes that I've worn recently, little tags that I've been using to help with organization in the drawer so I remember what's what and what's where. These are what I have so far of my Enchanted nail polishes. If you've been following my Organize With Me mini series that I've been doing, I've mainly been looking for these. So I've found 15 so far, but I'm still missing at least 5, and I just bought 4 more from a D-stash. So I will be adding those to that. Then we've got a few miscellaneous polishes, a Hollow Taco, a Sally Hansen, some of my Lucky 13 lacquers back there. That's probably not all of them. I don't think I have only 4. 2 of my Rescue Beauty Lounges, some of my Zoyas. Below this lovely disaster of a mess, the very bottom drawer on this unit here actually has more of my Zoyas, and it is pretty full of those. I've got my Top Shelf lacquer, some Deborah Lippmann, Polish Molish, Art is Nails, Danglefoot, Ever After, and Restored by Polish. Then on this little rack, so far what I've been using this for is my Never Enough polishes, merging into my Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, which are quickly filling up here. I've got Turtle Tootsies, Poetry Cowgirl, a couple of miscellaneous brands like Polish Me Silly. I know I have a lot more of those, but I think they are filling up one of my drawers over there. Paint It Pretty, Nailed It, which is this whole section right there. Over here I've got some of my fancy glosses. And then, yes, this lovely lovely pile of miscellaneous things. This is actually an order of my Shein nail swatches, so I have a lot of those in there just hanging out for the time being. I've got more totes of nail polish that I need to go through. I am hoping that somewhere between this, that tray and that box, maybe the orange one. Yeah, I think there's more nail polish in the orange box. Oh, and in this, if this is not too bad of a disaster, those 2 boxes are purple nail polishes, or at least they started out that way. I don't know that they still are because, well, you know, no, they definitely aren't. I see a red. So that probably came in one of my miscellaneous like Goodwill hauls. So yeah, I still have plenty of nail polish to share, to go through to hopefully find the rest of those Enchanteds. So what I had started to do with these, as you can sort of see if I zoom you in, I had labeled these with every intention of using these as my nail polish storage, and I really wish that had worked out because these would have held quite a lot of polish in them. As you can see, my bottom rack here, pardon me, boxes and fuzz and all the good stuff. This bottom drawer initially held my Enchanteds, my Ethereals, Femme Fatales, and Fancy Glosses. At least that was the idea. I've got a lot of my Ethereals here on this side, some more of my Fancy Glosses here. The Enchanteds, as you can see, are missing. They would have been right here. And then we've got some of my Femme Fatales. I'm pretty sure I have quite a few more of those floating around in my miscellaneous drawers, but as you can see, even this one's already a little bit sagging, or maybe you can't. It's kind of hard to see if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing in person, but in person I can definitely see a sag. This drawer up here was my D through Fs. This was going to be my, what is this, Darling Divas. Then I had my Delush polish. Then we're moving into our Dreamland lacquer. We've got the Elevation polish. I have at least a handful of those. a whole lot of Essees, some of my essences. I'm pretty sure I have more of those somewhere. Oh, also my Elegy. I think I've only got a couple of bottles of those. A couple more Dolish Polish. Then we've got some Fair Maidens and some EDKs. Oh, actually those can go up with the other ones that I was sorting. More Fair Maidens, some Frenzy. This one is Illusory. Up here we've got some of my China glazes. As you can see, they're already making this drawer sag. More Color Club. Did I already show you guys this one? I did. So then the other problem that I discovered with this setup is the top that we were using for these. For my top drawers, creates too much of a lip, and I can only get so far into them. So that's kind of a problem. Let me go ahead and put these EDKs back away. Which ones are the EDKs? I think those are way over there with those. I think. Nope, that's Penelope Loose. We'll put that up here. So we've got a lot of my Brazilian brands up here from the M&N or MN, Phoenix, Penelope Loose, EDK, Vanessa Lopez here, and DRK. Headspace wise, I could remember that those all sort of came from the same country, and it just made sense to me for some reason to organize them as such. The Heather's Hues is just sort of a random addition to that because I had a little bit of room so far. But back to this drawer, we have some of my A. Englands. As you can see, that's sort of a pain in the neck to have to reach in there like that. Anchor, I know, Willa. Yeah. What, baby? Yeah. I know. Some Anchor and Heart. We've got, what is this one? I think Alchemy. Yeah, Alchemy Lacquers. That one is the Slayer Witch from HHC. Wow, totally out of focus there. But that is the Slayer Witch. I don't know if that's going to go into focus, but anyways. Then we have some from Atomic and Avon. A bunch of miscellaneous A's and B's. We've got some Baroness X. A few more of my Berry M's in here. That one's really pretty. Some of my Blackheart Beauties and a couple blush, just one blush, and one Butter London, CBLs, and Bluebird Lacquer. Anything else? Yes, we've got one from Celestial and Colores de Carol. So we've got quite a few in A through C. I think that drawer would have quickly become full if I'd continued on, but as you can see, getting into that was a pain in the neck. Also, I've got some other polishes lined up here. This is quickly going to need its own section, but I've got some more Bluebird Lacquer up here. This whole row back here is Divine Lacquer. Then I've got a few from Pretty and Polished, a couple of miscellaneous from Sinful Colors that I've been meaning to come back and do a video on for quite some time. A couple more ILNPs, Femme Fatales, a handful of them, one of my Crow's Toes, two of my Crow's Toes, a Linby design, which I think is continuing on in this row here. Then I've got some of my Lemming Lacquer, some miscellaneous that I think was left over from Topper's mini collection that I was sort of putting together. Supernatural Lacquer, Moonshine Manny right here. This is another tray of nail polish that I need to go through. It was my pinks. It is no longer just pinks. There's quite a few of my Moonshine Mannies, Sinful Colors, Paradox Polish, and or maybe that was when they were Necessary Evil. I can't quite tell. A few more Zoyas, an NYC, Pretty Serious. So there's quite a lot of different brands in there. This is the box of polishes so far that I'm destashing. These still need to get taken out of my nail polish app before I can put the rest of these in my destash box, which is up there. getting those uploaded and online is going to be another project all on its own. I don't even know what's in that post office box up there. Probably just miscellaneous bubble wrap and cardboard. Then the box next to it right here, I think was some nail polish that I had initially planned on destashing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it now, if it's going to go in the destash or what it is. A couple of polishes that I was contemplating doing a are they dupes sort of a video. I've got a julep, Sinful Colors, I think, up there. Oh goodness, that's another reason why this doesn't work. I am not that tall. I'm 5'4", and this is me reaching with all of my might to reach that top shelf. So anyways, it's a julep and something up there. I think it's Sinful Colors, and I don't even know what the third one is. Maybe a Maybelline. But yeah, those all in my mind's eye a few years ago seemed very, very similar. Okay, reaching down where I can reach a lot better. We've got some of my Quixotics so far just sort of gathering together. Some of my J-Rins, some of my Vapids, a few of my Dolish Polish, Lights Lacquer, Rogue Lacquer, all the way back there. That is my Emily Demollies in the entire row, and what looks like it's empty is actually a couple bottles that knocked over because, again, I can't reach the back very easily. So I ended up knocking some over. Then I got some Ethereals, Fair Maidens, Lackester, Alchemy Lacquer, and Cirque Colors. Then down here I've got some of my tonics. Ooh, that's bad lighting. Tonics here, some more of my KB Shimmer, more of my Pop Polish, 77 Lacquer, Girly Bits, Blush, Zombie, and a few miscellaneous brands that haven't been sorted just yet. So that's my mini little tour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below if you have any brands that you saw that I sort of pointed at that you'd like to see sooner rather than later. Like I said, I'm still working on my Enchanteds to tell you or to show you guys what I have there. Other than that, I haven't gotten my next one necessarily firmly in mind, but I do have a lot of Beezy's lacquer, and I've also got a lot of Polish for Days, but also, as you saw, Emily Demolli. So obviously you don't have to only pick those. If you see some of my smaller collections that you want to see as well, you can always comment those down below. But that'll be it for right now. Hopefully you enjoyed my really messy workstation. Thanks for watching and hopefully enjoyed. I'll see you next time.